Who is like the badass female energy you channel when you need a little extra muscle?
I channel Dolly Parton every day of my life.
Hey friends, it's your girl, Emily Curl. Welcome back to my iHeartRadio virtual studio. Today we're hanging out with country music singer and songwriter who is taking the country music world by storm. We have my girl, one of my favorite people, Lainey Wilson, here with us. Hi, Lainey.
What an intro.
Did you like that?
I loved that. I need you to just tag along with me all day, every day.
You know, that would be my dream, Lainey, so don't even tease me.
Come on.
First of all, we have to say congratulations. You're nominated for iHeartRadio Music Awards for Best New Country Artist. We're so happy for you. Tell me about the moment you found out that you were nominated.
My manager, Mandolin, told me, and I was trying to do a no drink January.
I lasted like a week with that.
I was like, you know what? Let's do it next month. It definitely deserved a drink, and I'm so appreciative of y'all. You know, iHeart's been really good to me, choosing me to be their On the Verge artist, and just literally welcoming me with open arms. It has been a crazy year for me, and I have a lot to say and a lot to thank iHeart for.
You have had such an amazing year. And again, we're celebrating Women's History Month. For you, what does it mean to be such a strong figure right now as a woman in country music?
You know, I feel like there were so many women before me who have really just laid a strong foundation, whether that be people in my family, women in the music business. I feel like they have kind of laid it all out for me to see what to do, what not to do, and things like that. And so I always just look up to them, and I'm always like, okay, you know, I have put myself on this platform, and it's up to me to be a positive figure for people. It's up to me to show people, hey, if you got something you want to do, go get the thing, go do it. I'm not going to lie, Emily. I mean, at times it's scary. I mean, there's times when I have a hard time getting out of bed and putting my feet on the hardwood and getting dressed and trying to be the best that I can possibly be in this role. But I also know at the end of the day that I was chosen to do this. The Lord gave me these gifts for a reason, and he wants me to use them. And along with those gifts comes, you know, certain things that you have to, scary moments, and you have to be in the spotlight a little bit. And, you know, people are looking to you to be like, oh, wow, she can do it. Maybe I can do it. And it's scary, but it's also very rewarding.
How do you handle that pressure? Again, because I feel like truly you've really exploded. Like, what has that come with that you really had to step back and be like, okay, this is how I deal with this?
It has, I will tell you, it has been a whirlwind this year. And I have got a lot of family members who keep me humble. I mean, like grounded.
Family will do
and
that, yeah.
So, you know, talking to them and calling home really does kind of keep me centered. But I grew up in church, and you know, it's hard to go to church on the road. You might as well hang that up. But it's finding church in my own kind of way. It's through meditation, anything that just keeps me, you know, like I said, as grounded as I possibly can, because it is a whirlwind, and it's important to remember where you started, remember where you came from, because, you know, you focus on the end goal, but at the end of the day, like, you are where you are because of who you are. It's been crazy. So I've just been this year doing anything that I possibly can to, you know, like stand still. I'm on the move a lot. I mean, I spent this past year in the back of a van. I've learned how to sleep sitting up straight. I also have this thing. It's a grounding mat. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it really is crazy. It's like when you don't have the time or you don't have a backyard to go stand in, it literally is like, it's like standing on the ground barefoot. And it does something with the electricity in your body. It really has helped me a lot. So I carry that thing on the road with me. I'm like, I got to get grounded.
Literally grounded. It's like back on the ground. So Lainey, with again, like having your life sort of like turned upside down in many ways, how has it been with your like personal relationships and friendships, like who've been along with you for the ride? Like, has that taken a toll on those for you?
You know what? I think it's only made my friendships better. The people in my corner right now are the people who have been in my corner for years, the ones who believed in me when nobody else did. They are also getting to see my dreams come true. You know, they've been standing on the sidelines and they're like, I told you could do it, and you're doing it. And it truly has just made that bond so much more special. And I have some incredible women in my life. People who listen to me cry, people who let me be me and love me for me. I will be honest with you and tell you that it's taken me a long time to find those kind of friendships. I've struggled with friends, back at home, moving to Nashville, everybody's trying to do the same thing. And at the end of the day, you'd like to say it's not a competition, but a lot of people view it as a competition because there's only so many slots for females. I will tell you, like the past 5 or so years of being here in Nashville, because I've been here for 10 years, I have found a core group of girls who seriously want nothing but the best for me and vice versa. I mean, it is a bond that no matter if I've only slept in my bed 20 days in the past year, like we don't have to see each other to have that unbreakable bond. And it's just a genuine friendship that I have always wanted.
I'm with you, Lainey. Like I've recently cultivated my really close group of friends, but I think one of the most devastating breakups I've ever gone through was a friend breakup. But it taught me a lot about who I want to be as a friend and the kind of friends I want in my life. Is that something that's happened to you before, and how did you get through it?
Girl, I mean, it's almost the same exact story of what you're saying. I graduated with 24 kids in my high school class, and we knew everything about each other. We were basically like family. Things change, people change. And I ended up losing all of my friends in high school. And that was the hardest thing I have really ever gone through, or one of the hardest things I've ever gone through. Like you said, out of all the breakups I've been through.
It is a pain like no other, yeah.
It truly is. I mean, it like hurts you to the core, and it don't just hurt for 6 months or whatever. Like, it hurt me for years. I don't know about you, but my heart physically hurt. But at the end of the day, I think for me, it was the Lord's way of being like, you know what, you've got things to do. I feel like had that not taken place, had that not happened, I probably would have spent a lot more time in Louisiana with my friends. But he knew I needed to be in Nashville. I'm going to tell you right now, after I lost all my friends back at home, I was in Nashville full time. I was like, well, you got to start over. Here we go.
When it comes to friendships or romantic relationships or any type of relationship, what is something in your life that you no longer tolerate or no longer have space for, maybe that you did before?
Lying. I was a very sensitive kid growing up, and people would say things to me, and or my sister would, hurt my feelings, and I would cry and whatever. But I will say the one thing that I appreciate about her is she tells it like it is. And the older I get, the more I realize how important that is. I mean, of course, say what you're thinking, with grace. Think before you speak, but also like telling the truth. Telling the truth is important. It sets you free. It sets everybody else around you free. I've lived in a lot of relationships that have just drove me insane because I try to see the best in people. And that's kind of gotten me into trouble. And I'm like, there's no way that they're lying about that. There's no way, Yeah. Turns out they are, and I find out 2 years later. But I will say, I'm in a place in my life where I don't tolerate that. I don't do it to my friends. I don't lie to my family. I don't lie to my team. My team here in Nashville is really like my family. I trust my friends. I trust my circle. I value their opinion. And so I listen.
Being an artist, again, you're sharing your life online, and as you've grown and you're sharing more and more, and even knowing you personally, it's like, I know how open and loving you are. And I feel like I get a good sense of that through social media, even if I didn't know you personally. How do you navigate that? And like, is that something that, keeps you up at night? Do you enjoy it? What is your relationship with social media like?
It comes in waves. It truly does. Social media is a full-time job. It really is. Like during the lockdown, I mean, I was doing like 4 or 5 TikToks a day. We couldn't like travel and play shows. So I was like, dang it, I'm going to figure out how to make fans through social media. And it's so important nowadays. There definitely are times where I wish I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could just hang this up and go play a show and shake hands and hug necks and, create fans that way. The world changes. So yeah. It's just a part of my job now. There's times when I love it and I love getting on there and I love being silly and saying things that kind of make your skin crawl or, make people be like, I cannot believe she just said that, even though they wanted to say it. But I've never really had to deal with people saying ugly things on social media until this past year because people didn't really care enough. And I think that's really what it was. And this year I realized not everybody who follows you supports you. 99.9% of them do. The other small percentage, they're waiting for you to look a little weird or say something a little funny, or, I mean, people talk about my accent all the time. Of course, people have said things about my body, but at the end of the day, it's what I believe right here. It's what I believe in my heart. It's what my friends think about me. It's what my family thinks about me. And I can lay my head down at night knowing that I'm a good person, that I'm a good sister, that I'm a good friend. Social media can, and I'm sure that you understand this too, Emily, but it can drain you. But also, like, I could watch a video on there that changes my life, or watch somebody say something. It's like a double-edged sword. But there are definitely times where I have to be like, okay, enough social media for the day. Right. I can't make any more TikToks. I can't make any more Instagram reels. I need to spend some time with myself. And, I have to do things that kind of re-energize me. And I'm the type of person where I put all of my energy into something, whether it's this conversation, or if I'm like here in a little bit, I'm going to write a song, all of my energy goes there. If I'm performing on stage, all of my energy goes there. If I'm making a TikTok, all my energy goes there. And I have to do things to get that energy back.
Lainey, my question for you is, what advice would you give to someone who, is a woman in country music, wants the career that you have, and, wants that following that you have now? How would you prepare them for this side of success?
Honestly, like, it made me a little emotional when you asked that question. Be you, because nobody else can. Tell the brutal truth, whatever it is, tell your truth. Times are going to be hard. You are going to feel like you can't do it anymore. But if it's the only thing that you know how to do, and you don't have a plan B, that at some point in time, plan A has got to work. Be the kindest person that you can possibly be. You could show up to a writer's night in Nashville. You could get up there and you could play your best songs. But at the end of the day, people there might not remember your songs, but they are going to remember how you made them feel. And it's just about finding your place. So find whatever it is that you are the best at, if that means songwriting or social media or whatever it is, find that and run with it.
And at this point in your life, Lainey, how would you define success? What does that mean to you?
Success to me means being happy doing what you love. It don't come along with a lot of dollar signs. I'm definitely in a different position this year financially than I was last year. I still feel like the same old Lainey. I love what I do. It just brings me so much joy. And it makes me so happy to know that what I do brings other people joy. So to me, success is being happy doing what you love.
What advice do you have for someone who wants to be more financially intelligent or learn more about it? I know for me, I'm just now discovering, like, investing 401ks. It's like, what would you say to someone who is like, okay, I want to get there, but the financial part is important?
I am learning as we go, because I will say, last year there wasn't a whole lot to work with. I mean, I literally had $26 in my account like last March in my personal account. It really is crazy. So yeah, I think it's about being smart with your money. If you do have a little success, and with a little success comes a little bit of money, I think it's important not to just go blow it, because who knows what's going to happen next, and I think it's important, I feel like once I keep having successes on radio and growing these crowds and these audiences, I want to invest some of my money. I want to buy some land. How cool is it to be able to own a piece of America?
Oh my God, Lainey, we have so much to look forward to from you, and such a big career ahead, I know. Before we let you go, obviously Women's History Month, who is like the badass female energy you channel when you need a little extra muscle?
I channel Dolly Parton every day of my life, period. Like, when I tell you, actually this morning when I was getting ready, I was like, if I say, Alexa, she's probably gonna hear me. So I said, play some Dolly Parton. She embodies what it means to be a woman. There's nobody like her. She's beautiful, she's kind, she's smart, she's hardworking, she's intelligent, she's giving. If everybody was a little bit more like Dolly Parton, the world would be a much better place. And so I really do. I have a song called WWDD, What Would Dolly Do? But I truly do live by those words. It truly does help me navigate this industry, but also just life in general. I'm like, what would Dolly do in this situation? If I'm not wanting to get out of bed, what would she do? She'd get her butt out of bed and she'd put on her wig and she would strut out the door. That's what she would do,
Working 9 to 5. Lainey, it's truly always a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm just so excited for your career. For our fans and our audience, what else is next from you? What can we expect from Lainey Wilson?
We are about to be playing a lot of shows. I'm so excited to be able to meet a lot of the people, a lot of the fans who I've made in the past 2 years that I have not got to put, a face to a name. New music. I have spent the last couple years writing a whole lot. I'm proud of the direction that we're headed.
And you're writing a song today. Do you already have the idea in mind? Or are you going in just blindly?
Blindly. Today I'm going in blindly. A lot of times
it's a Dolly day.
I have an idea. It's a Dolly day.
Oh, well, Lainey, thank you so much again for taking the time. We always appreciate it and always love chatting with you.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate y'all having me.